We had to swap over.
Good afternoon and welcome to Windsor Park in Launceston for the NPL Men's Summer Cup Final for 2023. I'm not Andrew Cooling, I am Paul Hunt. We've had a quick changeover in between games after that exciting under-21s Men's Summer Cup Final, finishing a penalty shootout victory to Launceston City, if you missed that one earlier. Now for senior men's game between Devonport Strikers and South Hobart. We'll go through the teams for you shortly. Toby Barton moves that one in down the line in the direction of Fernandez Garrido. Devonport squad list for the day: number 1 Keegan Smith, 3 Dom Smith, 4 Toby Barton, 6 Ahimaradi is charged down by Riley Morton, out for a corner kick. Number 7 Brody Dennehy, number 8 Kieran Mulraney, number 9 Roberto Fernandez Garrido, number 10 Charles Bidwell, number 11 Ali Dalla, 14 Max Rasig, number 15 Cody Sturzica, number 18 Taylor Last. Assuming the rest of the players on that list are on the bench, although I can see Lockie there as that corner's cleared away at the near post. Number 22 Lachlan Van Newtingham. South looking to counter through Nick Morton, and the slide challenge coming in. Looks like first slice of cheese issued already after 3 minutes to Charles Bidwell for that sliding challenge.
Somebody came up and said you didn't have it. Okay, good.
Number 23, Eli Wilson. Number 15, Tayden Lyle rounds out the Devonport squad for today. Relatively unchanged from last season, as Berezanski now crosses this one, well cleared by the Strikers' defence. I was going to say Devonport Strikers, most of those names familiar to those watching NPL Tas last season and seasons before that. Ziski Van Dorn anxious to win a corner for his side. See if we can give a nudge to that match manager's positioning for you, for those watching at home. Run through South Hobart on his next. Not an attacking opportunity. Berezanski over this one, goes low towards the near post. Well cleared. Hiskey Van Dorn with speculative effort that will float out for a throw in and almost end up behind where he was on the field when he hit that. Not the best strike there from the Canadian. Hiskey Van Dorn returning to South Hobart for the 2023 season. Havainen winning that header. Now Morton calmly passes that one to Keegan Smith, who gets his first touch of the afternoon. And keep it with the Australia Cup logo still on it from their Cup run last year, where he got to play against his former side Wellington Phoenix up at Drizzly Valley Road. He was very happy to be in attendance for that one last season. And for South Hobart in goal, number 1 Nick O'Connell, followed by number 2 Ewan Sloan, number 5 Lockie Semler, 6 Jacob Lancaster, number 7 Sam Berezanski, 8 Gus Higgins, 9 Bradley Lakaseljak, 10 Nick Morton, 11 Iski Van Dorn, 12 Josh Schofield, 13 Riley Morton, 17 Jack and the Archer Bowman, 19 Toby Havainen, number 20 Alex Brown, number 22, the backup keeper, Jake Hayes, number 23, Jackson Dent rounds out the full squad here today for South Hobart. Morton chips that one forward. Dom Smith back, had plenty of time, but I like to hit that one first time forward. That south side, Nick O'Connell returning to South Hobart after his stint in the NPL Queensland last year. Brisbane Roar's youth sides and under-20 side. Other new faces in their mainly promotions. Their championship side last season. And then Jack Bowman returning to the club as well after playing for Knights last year as tagged late. There was Fernandez Garrido hopping as he tried to maintain his balance. Kieran Mulroney asking the point. Yeah, dished out an early slice of cheese for our player. Was it for Souths? Crossfield ball in the Ali Dulla direction, who just about takes the overhead mark. Barton. To Dulla. Now Bidwell charging down the left flank. Getting stuck in, as always, Charles Bidwell. Only a bit of feeling in this game. Marcus Seljack involved in the action early on. Crowd in attendance today with 4 different clubs in action in the Cup finals, plus some friendly games on the other ground as well. So a lot of different club colours, yeah, especially with the NPL launch on yesterday. Morton should win a corner on that occasion, and does. Another corner low towards the near post, easily cleared by the strikers. Van Dorn not up for this one. Spirizanski hits the byline. Good challenge from the strikers, and they win the goal kick, which Keegan Smith wanted to take quickly, but in the end, dummies the goal kick. Pressure. The keeper by South Hobart. Dorn pressing from the front as he tracks all the way back to halfway and does manage to win the throw-in, much to the shock of Moradi and probably all of you at home who had a fantastic view of that one. Semler shouts for handball against Laka Seljack. Zansky not quite on the same wavelength as Van Dorn. Keegan Smith really wanting to keep that in, so did Moradi. Cagey opening to this Summer Cup final after 10 minutes. And Owen going right through to the keeper, Nick O'Connell, with one of his first touches of the game. Riley Morton, who we saw last year in the NPL on a few occasions, was a mainstay of South Hobart's Southern Championship side, but making the step up early on in this 2023 season as Barton. Towards Dulla. tracking back from Van Dorn, and Ruddy couldn't quite find a teammate. Strong challenge there from Smith, and Morton staying to the task as Dom Smith clears that one forward. Good touch from Fernandez Garrido, going around the outside, crossing forward to the centre and just out of reach of Brody Dennehy. Front three of Dalla, Dennehy and Garrido. Moving around well early on in this contest. It was primarily the rest of the South Hobart Brigade congregating in that corner of the ground. Smith forward for Maradi, really making Van Dorn turn and do plenty of defending early on in this game as Milwaukee Knights. A few familiar faces there up against the fence. They're up here playing, I believe, just after this game. And as Garrido from down in photographer's corner whips this one central. Good amount of height on it, but well cleared by South. Smith gets his own clearance, and Riley Morton whacks it upfield for Nick to chase. Plenty of pressure there from Nick Morton. A free kick given for leading into Strikers defender as Bidwell playing head tennis with Riley Morton. Morton with the Ibrahimovic-esque flick. Now, Berezanski gets his cross in, but well cleared by the Strikers. There's plenty of familiar faces in Devonport Strikers. Same with South Hobart. Not too many new signings, and most of their new signings are returning players, keeping that core of 2022 side that tried in vain to chase down the Strikers as they won another NPL title, and that's certainly the goal again for them this year. Sides also their eyes set the Malacca Seljuk Cup and that prize spot in the Australia Cup round of 32. Great to see Tasmania side draw an A-League side last year. These two sides the most successful Tasmanian teams in that competition since its rebirth in 2014 as South just about clearing it, and now Morton doing so. He's got space to run into here. Does Nick Morton? Could go himself, could pass inside, elects to go himself. Heavy touch. And I know there was technically contact there. I'd be tempted to give a yellow for a dive there on Nick Morton. Absolutely never a penalty. It's Garrido. Switch of play. Looking for Van Newcombe, just getting there in time. It was Lockie Semler clearing that one out for a corner. Devonport almost strike back immediately down the other end of play. Fernandez Garrido, corner duties for the Strikers. Directing traffic is the Strikers import. Sticking around for a second season here in the NPL Taz as that one goes centrally. No real pressure there. The South Hobart defenders as Van Newcombe getting shirt pull there. Berezanski and Bidwell winning the ball on that occasion, but going back for the previous foul. Dent passes that one back to his teammate, but turned over, and Bidwell toe pokes that one forward, looking for the young striker. Getting the nutmeg and then getting it back again and managing to cross it in. Second clearance by South, not the most convincing. Devonport keep the ball in their attacking area. Dennehy with the huge leap, giving away a fair bit of height against Lancaster. Morton dispossessed, and now back to the strikers, who are just starting to put their foot on the ball a bit more and try to play it around. It got a bit scrappy there for 5 or so minutes. Strikers in fantastic form going into this. In their 3 previous Summer Cup games, 3 wins, 0 goals conceded. It was 21 scored. That's a lovely ball towards Dennehy, who has a great touch and volley. Well, if that had gone in, we'd have nearly seen goal of the season in the Summer Cup final. Lovely touch from Dennehy. Couldn't quite connect with the volley. It shows why they're 21-0 so far in this competition, the Strikers. And there's Garrido returning again, the NPL Tasmania top scorer from last season. Dulla as well, who moved down Sydney for last season, sticking around for another year, so as well as Keegan Smith. A stable lineup so far, the Strikers. See if there are any more last minute changes. It's been even more than normal quiet, not too much noise coming from the Devonport part of the world. They usually like to keep their pre-season plans pretty quiet. Bit hard this year with the statewide NPL Summer Cup. There's a good advantage played there from Blomeritis. Bidwell, 2 white shirts up against him. Dennehy. Time to switch it here, and next race he just goes right down the middle, and comfortable chest mark for Nick O'Connell in the end. Kieran Mulroney asking for a free kick there, as he tends to do, the Strikers captain, going around for another season. Close to chalking up 15 years in this Strikers senior men's side. Bidwell towards Dennehy, turning, trying to play it toward Garrido, but Higgins getting a toe in. Egan Smith coming out of his box to heave this one back from where it came from. Heaved it that far, it's just gone straight towards his opposing goalkeeper, in O'Connell. I mentioned O'Connell returning to the state after a year. Brisbane Roar's academy system. These 2 sides, probably the most stable lineups we're expecting to this NPL season, which starts in 2 weeks' time. Friday night Launceston derby. There'll be a few of them this year with the introduction of Launceston United, placing Olympia FC Warriors. Berezanski, this one from the training ground, immediately snuffed out by Van Newtgem. Semmler takes the throw. Whipped in Dent. That didn't quite go the direction Mulroney wanted to. Barton saves it from a corner. Launches it into the field next door. The sprawling Windsor Park precincts that we're at here for this final. The rare pre-season or in-season cup final in Launceston. Quite some time since we've had statewide cup final played in this neck of the woods, as Lancaster knocks it back to his keeper. Jacob Lancaster played mainly in defensive midfield last year in that number 6 role, but was on the back of his shirt this year, moving back towards playing at centre back here this afternoon, and was playing there in a couple of the pre-season matches prior to this one. South with a pretty high quality selection of pre-season games, Dandenong Thunder and Pascoe Vale coming down for games at Darcy Street earlier on in the season. There's Darla just leaving a leg out on South Hobart, and South have certainly had plenty of free kicks and corners in the opening half of this first half. Really been able to capitalise on them, most of them clearing the first Devonport defender. Again, taking their time. Stranos with the spray out, making sure the wall totalling Brody Dennehy is back the required 10 metres. Sometime this year we'll get the game back underway. Berezanski getting a bit more distance on this one. This one flicked forward, Maradi calmly back towards the keeper. Megan Smith not really troubled so far in the first 23 minutes. Lancaster towards Dent. Big up and under. Falling over the ball. Both players from either side there, but eventually falls to Semler. Like a Seljak, looking to switch the play. And looking for Risky Van Dorn, who since he's switched flanks about 10 minutes ago, I don't think he's had a touch since moving to the far side of the ground. Dullett. Nice touches on the ball. The striker's winger. Now Morton. Playing that one forward for Semler to run onto. He's got space to line up his cross to Semler, and he just about does enough on that occasion. Not quite sure that's where his body was aiming that clearance to go. Definitely a bit of a nick off the top of the boot. Goes out for another corner for South. Cross low, clearing the first header of Maradi, but eventually away as Morton just caught Berezanski with his body weight going the opposite direction and couldn't chase that one down. Barton, great deal of sauce on that throw in and won't be able to take another one. Van Dorn picks this one up. There's Garrido. Now O'Connell, booming kick from the South keeper. Surprised Nick O'Connell didn't follow a few ex-NPL Tasmania goalkeepers who are staying on the mainland for this season. We'll see Reef Murfitt making the move from the Knights over interstate. And a few other keepers as well. NPL Tasmania past as Stratos Pomeroides has the slice of cheese out. Which is out his first to a South Hobart player on the 27th minute. I think, sure that was for Toby Havainen. Devonport. Chance to test the palms of Nick O'Connell. Either side with any real gilt-edged chances. Brodie Dennehy's volley that went wide, possibly the best moment this opening 27 minutes. Dennehy low and does indeed hit the palms of Nick O'Connell, but a fairly easy one for the keeper to grab. Lovely ball out to the far side, but nothing coming to it. There's Ziski Van Dorn now. Chips that one forward, but Keegan Smith confident with the call. I was wondering the rest of the Summer Cup finals will be played next weekend. The Senior Women's Northern Championship and Southern Championship men's competitions. Check the Football Tasmania socials later in the week for details. Obviously, games going on in all those competitions over this weekend to decide who will be playing in those finals. Town Eagles University wins earlier today. The Southern Champ competition. Taroona were ahead 2-1 last time I checked. As Iski Van Dorn now into the box, cuts it back for Morton. Deflected shot, it goes out for a corner. Morton usually doesn't need too many chances to pounce and only got one on his right peg inside the 18-yard box. South will be wanting to create plenty more of them as this match goes on. Rosansky into the head of Barton. Morton down the line towards Semler. Off Bidwell for a corner. Most of the Strikers defenders who were far away from that incident, not terribly happy with that decision. Again, some time will be taken before this corner as Stratos Pomeroides wants to have a chat. It's been a pretty physical contest so far in the opening half hour. Two sides, top two sides over the last 5 or 6 years in Tasmania know each other well as that one goes near post, flicked on towards the back stick, but no South Hobart players running in. Plenty of corners so far, South Hobart. They haven't really done a great deal. The majority of them. South have to throw in now. All pretty calm and quiet on the Devonport strikers bench. Valentine looking on. Haven't been not ahead in any games at this point so far this season. See Van Dorn with not the most legal attempted header. Mulroney just pointing that out to the Canadian. Barton throws it forward. Bidwell. Berezanski trying to get a toe in. Dennehy turning. Bidwell, lovely roller coaster from Charles Bidwell. Lays it towards Ali Dalla. Ali Dalla with the shot across the goal. Beats one. And there's Fernandez Garrido to tap in at the back post. Unselfish work there from Ali Dalla. Fernandez Garrido coming in at the back stick. All made from Charles Bidwell's effort in the centre of the park though. Lovely bit of skill from the better Bidwell. Laid it into Dalla. And then Fernandez Garrido at the back post. He doesn't miss from there. And the strikers, I was just saying, they had not been ahead at this point in the game so far this season. And a minute later, they go ahead and score. 1-0 to the strikers. South facing an uphill battle. As you can see, Stratos explaining the decision. No VAR in the NPL Summer Cup. Hate to try and do a VAR review from this camera angle. As Lancaster. South get us back underway. Dent. A little niggly fouls after the play going on. It's a good run from Semler as he hits towards the byline. Crosses it back to the penalty spot. Great save from Keegan Smith. Morton had a similar chance like that earlier. Ali Dalla told no in certain terms what that decision was. Ali Dalla trying to argue the point. I think Mulroney running all the way up to say, just to confirm what that's all about. Not the most, yellow card there. Not the most vociferous line of complaints there from Mulroney. I think he's more just trying to prevent Ali Dalla from potentially getting a second. Good captaining from the experienced strikers player. Morton. Great opportunity as we gets knocked back towards Morton again, and third time lucky for Nick Morton, but the flag has been raised. Oh, confusion here at Windsor Park. Stratos is going over to his assistant referee for a chat. Offside has been confirmed. Morton having all the chances for South in this first half. Finally puts one in the back of the net, but the referee's flag goes up. That's much better from South. Goal for the strikers seems to have breathed a bit of life into this game. After a pretty slow first half hour, the last 5 minutes coming to life is Bidwell, Garrido, Dalla in to make it to Ali Dalla! Straight down the middle, and the strikers double their lead. Back flip we got used to seeing last year. South having the ball in the net a minute ago, now conceded. 2-0 to the Strikers. Just the firepower they've got up front this year. Scary for all NPL Tas opposition to come. As Devonport go 2-0 up in the NPL Men's Summer Cup final. Ali Dalla gets the assist for the first goal. Gets his name on the score sheet on the second. Good header from Mulroney. Barton. And Dawn not getting the free kick or the throw in. Garrido. Refining safety first, knocks that into the cricket field. Barton, the long throw. Keegan Smith clearing that one. Morton clearing that one. It's like a kick for touch in rugby, that one. Just trying to get his defence to push out and reset. Pushing the back on Ali Dalla. That's offside against the Devonport striker. Sure, that's a wicket also over at the other side of the ground. It's a part of the multi-sport precinct. Why did that build a nice little media tower for their rectangular field? But anyway, it's a story for another day. It's Vinen. Down the line towards Nick Morton. Going out for a throw-in, but he's been getting in the right positions in an attacking sense so far this game, Nick Morton. He's hovering around that penalty spot. It's led to 3 good chances. South Hobart's leading scorer in the NPL Tas era. I think second highest scorer in the NPL Tas. I think Braden Mann still has more goals. Shout out Braden if you're watching, your 2 ex-NPL Tasmania teams. All the best on the road to recovery from your injury. Striker's trying to build it forward. Vinen. Ball down the line looking for Morton, but again, ball's on the far side. Not quite coming off for South in this first half. Last season in the NPL Tas, Devonport finishing 13 points ahead of South as Lancaster wins the goal kick. Devonport finishing 13 points ahead of South and then 2-0 already in this Summer Cup final of 2023. Sending an ominous warning. What's the rest of the competition? Interesting to see. There's Devonport strikers forward. That's a heavy touch from O'Connell, and Dennehy just about pouncing. There's Seljuk stuck in a striker's sandwich. That's for Vinan, sorry. Cutting in from his right fullback position. And getting the pass from the free kick, and he launches it forward towards Seljic, and South get the throw. And Dawn wants to take it quickly. Most of the rest of the team just about getting there as Morton lets that one roll under his foot and harmlessly towards Keegan Smith. Barton clattering into the back of Van Dorn, but winning the ball legally according to referee Stratos Blomaritis. Vinan. Minutes left in this first half. Imagine there'll be the standard 1 minute of stoppage time. The fourth officials board waiting to be used on the far side. Smith all the way back to Duller. The furthest he's had to drop so far in this game. Fernandez Garrido holding the ball up. Smith with plenty of time to pick out a pass, looks towards Duller, flicks it back towards Dennehy. Van Newt coming on his outside. Fernandez Garrido with the shot. All blocked. Now Van Dorn, space to run into for the Canadian, and ends up tripping over himself in front of the strikers' bench, much to their enjoyment. An unnecessary nudge in the back. Fernandez Garrido. Rosansky now with the yellow card. Port strikers in no rush to take this free kick. It's Bidwell. Good flick on, and O'Connell. Good positioning there from the South keeper. Nearly made it 3 on that set piece. Interesting to see if South have any tactical changes. Try and put some pressure on the strikers in this second half. Coach Ken Morton, rest of his team on the far side, conjuring anything up as Duller having his shirt pulled on that occasion, and then just about managing to get past 2. And Charles Bibble takes the throw, even though it's South Hobart's. The Hawkeye Knights NPL side eager viewers of this game. Probably the other side we're expecting to be in that top 3. Certainly based on previous results. Knights finishing 4th last season. Just being pipped by Kingborough. The 3rd spot, their highest NPL Tasmania finish to date. Maradi needed to get forward as much in the last 20 or so minutes as we saw early on. It's a nice flick from Garrido. Maradi manages to keep it in play at the byline, crosses it centrally. Dennehy and Lockie Van Newtcomb there. And there's Garrido now going into referee's notebook. Most of these yellow cards just being for fouls after the pass has been made. These late kind of niggly fouls. So another slice of cheese dished out in this first half. Devonport on this occasion. It's their second with Charles Bidwell going in earlier on. Dennehy just getting the ball out towards Van Idken, but he's offside on this occasion, the young striker, making the step up to the NPL side this year. Giving away the foul. Two minutes of stoppage time played as a look at the watch from the referee. Strikers didn't take this long. King, they might be just waiting for that half-time whistle. Garrido. Lovely hold-up play. Garrido trying to get around Havine, and that will be the last action of this first half. Pretty physical first half an hour, devoid of any real chances, and then in the space of a few minutes, Devonport getting on the board twice, South having a goal disallowed. Plenty of action in this first half, but the Strikers in the driving seat, going ahead 2-0 into this halftime break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes here at Windsor Park to bring you the action. Can South Hobart make the comeback, or will the Strikers be the Men's Summer Cup final champions for 2023? We'll see you soon.
against the law to look this damn good. Cause baby, I feel real good, and I wish I would. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here, and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes.
And we're back here at Windsor Park for the NPL Men's Summer Cup Final of 2023. The Devonport Strikers 2-0 to the good at half-time over South Hobart. As you tuning in at home, I hope you enjoyed that bit of jazz funk we had playing over at half-time. Certainly beats the Paramount Plus hold music I'll be listening to once this game finishes. Only ready to get us back underway is South Hobart, and Stratos Plomeritis blows the whistle to start this second half. Like any immediate personnel changes from either side, Devonport Strikers begin to warm up. Morton swinging that one into Van Dorn, who gets it blocked from the captain Mulroney. A shot in the first minute from South. That's what they need to get back in this game. Nick Morton with 3 good chances, one of them ruled out for offside, and there's the Morthog swinging that one in, and former State League and Beachside striker Bernie Klassen picking that one up, now on the South Hobart coaches, one of the South Hobart coaches for this coming season. Now Berezanski, that's better delivery. Tony Barton, Dent back in, and at the second time of asking, Jacob Lancaster fires South Hobart back into this game. Good initial save from Keegan Smith, but South come out firing, and that's what we need. And we've got a game on our hands here at Windsor Park. Strikers nearly having a touch in that minute and a half before South scored. Much better delivery from Berezanski on this occasion. I was a little critical of their corners in that first half. That one had a nice bit of shape. There's Barton looking at the youngster Van Newtingham. Unlikely source for the South Hobart goal, but instruction would have been an early goal. I think Coach Ken Morton particularly cares who it came from, as Dent going forward. Looks like there has been a change. It's definitely Taylor Last in defensive midfield there for the Strikers, who just won that ball. Morton. Sammy Havainen. Challenge from Taylor Last, one of the most impressive players in the league last year. My NPL Rising Star winner for last year. It's Fernandez Garrido now. Down the left-hand side, Riley Morton for company. A couple of teammates getting there towards the back post, one of whom is Dullo. His first touch, little heavy, falls to Garrido. Morton. Towards Dent. Van Dorn. Morton. Knocks that forward, but too far in front of Bradley Lakaseljic, who looks to be playing top to start this second half. Plenty of rotation from both sides, front fours. It certainly strikes me as a bit more of a Iniesta-esque false nine there from Lakaseljic, as Van Meerden doesn't quite understand what foul's been called against him. Assume it's for handball. Ball rolling down his arm there on that occasion. Berezanski trying to chip that one forward, but going out of play before spinning back in. So the wind starts to pick up at Windsor Park. Dennehy. On with the up and under. Good touch from Garrido, plucking that one out of the sky. It's Della nearly getting there in front of O'Connell. Strong challenge there from Dent. Got the ball according to the referee. Berezanski. Righty clearing that one into touch, but South look a lot better in this second half. Behind and striding forward to take. Eventually a corner for South Hobart, getting pretty close to the cameras down there with that clearance. Great agility there from the photographer sitting down. Berezanski towards the back stick, cleared by Button, volleyed by Van Dorn, and wide of the mark from the Canadian. Short goal kick taken. Toller. Two number 11s going at it. Van Dorn coming out on top on this occasion. Morton tries to get it forward to Lakaseljic. Smith clears first time. Now Dennehy nearly getting it through. The scorer of the Strikers second, Ali Dulla. Dennehy towards Bidwell, charging through the middle. It's Charles Bidwell, out to Dulla, joins the attack. Nearly gets the ball back. Dennehy, awkwardly bouncing ball. Bidwell, and cleared by Havainen. It's about 10 yards further forward than where the ball went out. Havainen waiting for some movement further afield. South gain the 10 yards. Smith, Bidwell. Rosansky. Challenge. Rosansky.
Look at my eyes.
South Hobart being quite meticulous with their throwing. And their time to find an option as Van Dorn goes back to Toby Havainen. They win another corner. Due South certainly winning the corner tally here this afternoon. Cross onto the near post. Now Van Dorn shaping to shoot. Hits the byline. Does Van Dorn across the face of goal at the back stick. Laka Seljack in his hands. He's not quite sure how he's missed that one. At the back post. Back post, Bradley Laka Seljack. Devonport barely got the ball. Yeah, attacking penalty box so far in the first 10 minutes of this second half. South Hobart creating the best chances. Fernandez Garrido. And that one down the line for Van Utigam. Good challenge there from Havainen, who concedes the corner. Corner. Good punch from O'Connell. Now Morton. Van Dorn. All the Strikers players streaming back from that attacking corner as Morton tries to win the header with Barton. One out for a throw in. South will make a change. Like Laka Seljack coming off and Josh Schofield coming on. Throw in for South. Schofield just about getting his first touch. Berezanski now. And Dawn dropping deeper and deeper to get a touch on the ball as Devonport win it and move forward through Ali Dulla. Dennehy, the centre of the park. And over. Ski Van Dorn going the other way. Bidwell. Someone with white shirts is Lachie Van Utigam. Now Bidwell. Dulla. Trying to find Garrido, but getting past Riley Morton on this occasion. Morton appealing for a yellow card for that challenge, and this time the slice of cheese has been dished out. Rosansky gets us back underway. Barton. Schofield. Winning the throw in. Now Havainen. Keegan Smith. Height advantage over Nick Morton there. Toby Barton. Forward, very little pressure. Tries the hero ball towards Garrido, who was dropping short. No foul given against Barton, and that ball kept in like Jackson had. Schofield flattered by Charles Bidwell, who won the ball fair and square on that occasion. Dennehy with the flick on. Duller. Garrido making the run now in behind. He passed Riley Morton. Flag stays down. Fernandez Garrido all on his own for the moment. Jinking one way. Fernandez Garrido fires over the top. Frustrated with himself there. Fernandez Garrido was a good opportunity. Goal scorer Lancaster gets us back underway. There's one injured on this near sideline. South Hobart. I think it's Jackson Dent on the ground. It is. Rest of the bench for South Hobart: Ewan Sloan, Alex Brown, Jack Bowman, and the spare keeper Jake Hayes. At Lancaster tending to one of the newer players and giving the international symbol for a subs needed. See, in position, probably Brown the most likely to come on. Sloan usually playing more defensive road. Jack Bowman as well, as we have a double change for the strikers. Charles Bidwell saw over on the sideline, but he might have just been getting a drink. Dom Smith, the other player to come off, as well as youngster Lockie Van Newtingham, whose name I've probably been butchering all game. Sorry, Lockie, first time I've had to commentate you. It will be Alex Brown coming on for South Hobart. Another one from South Hobart production line. Getting a wraps on Alex Brown. Make his debut on the NPL Tassie. He was certainly on the bench a couple of times last season. That looks like Cody Sturziker, the other player coming on for the strikers. The strikers. And 3 changes already as Morton lofts that one high in the air. Keegan Smith claiming that one. Semler towards Van Dorn. Morton on the far side as well, inside Schofield, who left a leg in. And the foul has been given. Tom Ballantyne getting to his feet. Does look like that's a yellow card, but who for? It's like Tom Ballantyne is getting one as well. Maybe Nick Owen said something from his seated position. I was going to say, he's giving your coach a card there, strikers. You've got to wait for him to fill that bit of paperwork out. Valentine was very quick to his feet.
There's nothing happening.
Nico slightly less quick on his feet these days. Former South Hobart striker. Now on the coaching staff of the Devonport Strikers. Aradi. And Dawn. Just out of reach of Alex Brown. He's got plenty of time to collect. Gets a cross in towards the back stick. Morton keeps it in the field of play. And Dawn on the volley. Keegan Smith with the save. Although Wilson was the other player to come on for the Strikers, replacing Dom Smith, and there he is on the ball now. Tackle on Morton is Bidwell now. Through the centre circle towards Dennehy. Now towards Ali Dulla. Dennehy. Fernandez Garrido has Dennehy inside, goes himself around Morton, gets him plenty of space. Back towards Dulla, on his right peg, Ali Dulla tried to toe that towards Dennehy. Raining out. He's up with the help of a returning Barton. Used his left foot then, did Toby Barton. Nice outside of the right pass. 65 minutes gone. Only halfway through the second half. South with that goal a minute into the half, and since then, the contest has evened out a lot more. Strikers still a goal ahead as Adela clips Toby Havainen. Pointing out to Adela that he is on a yellow. I wouldn't want to talk too much. Sage advice for the Strikers winger. And the last. Aston Bidwell formed a formidable partnership in the heart of the Strikers midfield last year. There'll be that to continue this season. All the constant murmurings that Strikers have more players to come into the lineup today without naming any specifics. Valentine alluded to that the other day in the NPL season launch press conference. Actually, the three teams from Launceston this year, reducing the Strikers' travel load. President Drew Smith very happy with the travel load of the Strikers this year, which isn't something that's certainly been said in the past by the Strikers faithful. Obviously their infamous cup run of away games as well, not helping that situation over the past few years. Rosansky battling away. Do a bit more of the grunt work in midfield in this second half with a change in personnel. Forward to Fernandez Garrido. Bobbing up the full position. Eli Wilson up against Morton. Thanks to pushing him towards the outside. Both sides managing to get about 3 passes in, and then by the 4th pass, seems to be a turnover or falling out of play. Barton with the clearance. Now Morton. Throw in for South in an attacking position. Strikers cheekily asking for the ball to be returned to them, then taking their sweet time as Barton. Throwing down the line, Riley Morton. Brown trying to flick on towards Berezanski. Vinan trying to do it himself, ends up with 3 strikers around him. Fernandez Garrido, well intercepted from Higgins. Brown leaves it for Morton, now gets the ball. Is Alex Brown crossing towards Iski Van Dorn, cleared away. Semler charged down by Brody Dennehy. Morton gets there in front of Taylor Last, charges down the left wing, trying to go past Wilson. Schofield, this is that one. So that one in particular, as Morton had made his way into the 18-yard box. 20 minutes left here in the Men's Summer Cup final. Strikers still 2-1 to the good. And there's Garrido and Ali Duller on the score sheet in the first half for the Strikers. Lancaster's brought it back to 2-1. Here is Garrido on the ball now. Lots of white shirts around him, only really Duller for company. Bit early to take it to the corner flag. Duller, lovely little flick and well cleared from Lancaster. As I mentioned, played most of last season as a defensive midfielder, today here at centre back. So either position is a good one for Lancaster, certainly has the height to be a centre back as Riley Morton slides in on Ali Duller, who stays down, told to get up by Stratos. Bidwell up against Morton, the two of them engaged in an arm wrestling match, and Nick Morton is apoplectic at that decision. Slams the ground in frustration. Thought that was a fair 50-50 tussle that was going to result in it going in his way, but Strikers with the free kick. O'Connell hasn't had a great deal to do here in this second half. Bidwell. Back towards last. Chip through ball. O'Connell, good starting position. Sees him playing that one at the edge of his area. South Hobart now on the attack. Mulroney clears. Strikers keeping possession well here in the second half. Maradi and Wilson working it on the far side, all the way back to the keeper now. Martin kicks it forward to no one in particular. Riley Morton back to O'Connell. Dennehy. Nearly getting there on that occasion, but South switch it out towards the far side. And Dawn looking it forward, looking for Schofield. Still in the field of play as Morton's touch falls towards a teammate. Now Van Dorn. Higgins. Dollar getting there in front of young Alex Brown. Bidwell now turning and charging through the centre of the park. Charles Bidwell lays it off to Garrido. Goes after the return ball, but clatters into Nick O'Connell. Already a card from just before, I believe, Charles Bidwell. There's a slice of cheese, and there's a slice of tomato. Charles Bidwell sent off here in this men's Summer Cup final, clattering into Nick O'Connell, who's still down on the ground. 15 minutes to go. Strikers down to 10 men. 2-1 lead. We could be in for a tight last 15 minutes. Mulroney coming up from centre back to argue the point. Saw a red card at around this mark in the under-21s game. That ended 2-2. Could we be in for the same scoreline at the end of regulation here? O'Connell back to his feet. Lancaster doing vast array of checks on Nick O'Connell there to make sure he's okay. Good to see the keeper back to his feet. South playing with a man advantage. And they capitalise. Devonport, over the past few years, shown they're pretty good at backs to the wall defending. They've got the likes of the height of Keegan Smith and the experience of Mulroney and Barton in defence. It'll be a tough wall to break down. We'll see if South can use their player advantage. I already see Devonport pushing deeper. Saw Dennehy before pressing Riley Morton. At least 5 seconds on the ball there on that occasion. Devonport will be happy if South keep doing this for the next few minutes. Semler goes down the line. Alrighty, Whiskey Van Dorn still with the ball. Numerous strikers, players around him. Obviously from Semler, very overhit. Managed to stay in the field of play the whole time. Vinen didn't get the return ball. It's now Toby Barton passes it straight to Riley Morton. Dullow's unintentional flick on. Last clears it out of play. Do not want to take your eyes off this one. 13 minutes left as Havinen. Barton just needs to clear it. Duller not back to his feet yet. Strike is temporarily down to 9 essentially here with Duller on the deck. They've already got Wilson last and Sturziker on the field off the bench. Della reaching out some cramp. Charles Palmeritis with some direct instructions for Ali Della on the ways of the human anatomy. Your hamstrings are and what's connected to what. Brown whips this one in towards the back stick and it goes over everyone's head. Stuzica lets that one go out for a goal kick. Keegan Smith not worrying with the short goal kicks at this late stage. And the ball as far away from his goal as possible, the aim for this last 11 minutes and change. Those who missed it before, the under-21s cup final, 2-all and a penalty shootout. Could we be on for the same here? Well, Lancaster just had the general height advantage there, which Coach Ken Morton's also pointing out to the referee, but has gone the way of the Strikers. Low free kick looking for Barton, who's still going up for these set pieces despite numerical disadvantage. And now Nick Morton. Good challenge from Wilson. Fernandez Garrido trying to keep that one in and does. Now you can probably just about get away with going to the corner at this point. Tick into the 80s. Goal kick on this occasion. With that wide expanse, this multi-purpose venue behind there will be a few cheeky seconds the Strikers can use up. Again, Riley Morton, plenty of time on the ball. Switches to the feet of Nick Morton. Sizing up his opponent and winning the corner kick. With Hobart's fans and other players starting to spread around the ground a bit more tactically, as trying to create as many chances as possible here. The aim of the game for this last 10 minutes. Rosansky taking the corners from this side as Rosansky awaiting the referee's whistle. Devonport making a change, and it looks like Dom Smith coming back onto the field. More defensive stocks added for the Strikers. Rosansky now right into the arms of Keegan Smith. There's number 3, Dom Smith, returning to the field. High kick from Keegan Smith. Vinan towards Brown. Fernandez Garrido, good tracking back. Smith's chip ball towards Garrido. Brings the throw in for his side. It's like Fahim Maradi's moved towards the near touchline. Pretty much like they're going to 5 at the back here, the Strikers, Smith, Wilson and Mulroney, and it's like Sturzika and Maradi. Down to 10 men with the sending off of Charles Bidwell. It's racing back onto the pitch. Spotting that awful new trend of cutouts in the socks as well. And the last out towards the far side. Cleared by Lancaster. Now Morton. South Hobart with 7 minutes left to equalise. Nick Morton jinking inside, goes on the right peg, wants a free kick. You are never getting a free kick for that. It's Wilson. Clears it. South with another chance. Berezanski. Time here to stretch the Strikers' defence. Vinen wanted to play the 1-2, but well intercepted. Fahim Maradi as he goes charging down the left-hand sideline. Too many teammates up in support. Berezanski chasing back. Now Semler. Morton lays it off. Gibson clears and stays down for the moment. Semler told to take the throw in from about there. Morton. Semler. Oh, there's that one. Across goal. Say someone from the Strikers that want to get that. But the referee on this occasion giving South a hand and rolling the ball to Keegan Smith. 5 minutes left for the Strikers. 2-1 ahead. Down to 10 men. Not quite on par with the great call the camera captured at the Adelaide United Melbourne City A-League game last night when Irakunda scored, but still some good value here that you get in local Tasmanian football. Coming through on our effects mic is Nick Morton. Lays it back towards Berezanski, now Havinen. This time the pass to Brown works. Gets the return ball. Morton switching the play. Lovely interplay from South Hobart. Combination of calls for a penalty and calls for a corner, and corner it is. Berezanski there, the 18-yard box. And Dawn and Berezanski wise to make what would appear in Sarah's Morton's attempted corner. Probably the most average one we've seen all day. 3.5 minutes left for South. Ollie Morton out towards Van Dorn. Nick Morton swings a better looking cross in this time, but just over the head of Lancaster, who'd stayed forward. It's a time in this cup final, nothing to lose, to stick some of that tall timber in defence up top. In a cup final, you might as well lose 3-1 chasing the game. Be surprised to see Lancaster or Higgins popped up top for this last few minutes as Keegan Smith really making sure to get zen and set himself before taking this goal kick. Semler on towards Nick Morton. And this cross on a teammate, lays it back towards Morton. Van Dorn waiting at the top of the box. Morton jinking past two with the shot himself. Hits that one into the car park. Keegan Smith wanting to go on an adventure. Being told by the referee, we'll get the ball for you. Practicing his golf game there, Keegan Smith, making sure the ball is correctly placed. Again, straight to the head of Higgins. Now Schofield. Lays it out wide to Semler. All the white shirts streaming forward. Cross comes in. Wilson. Last gets the second header. Now Higgins. Good challenge. Got all of the ball there, did Taylor Last. Nicky Van Newdigem. Nicky Van Dorn wants a free kick from Feely's being blocked. Well, the youngster here has done very well, gaining about 50 metres. Nicky Van Dorn complained to the assistant referee, who in that situation, as a referee, has to keep up with the offside rule there, so your eyes aren't necessarily looking 25 yards to your left. Quite sure what the point of that is. This is only just delaying the game more. And there's Garrido now getting a talking to. Well handled there by the referees. We're almost into stoppage time. Dawn whacks that one forward. Right, he looks around. A little bit of time. Lays it back towards Smith. Lovely ball by Dom Smith. Nicky Van Dorn charges that one down, wants to prevent the corner, and does. Now Fernandez Garrido. More experienced with the strikers on the field. Given away in South. In stoppage time, look for an equaliser. Schofield. Can't quite get that one. Devonport not happy at that decision. Already seen Tom Ballantyne get a slice of cheese. Throw in taken. And the last clearing that one. South still haven't put one of their centre backs up just yet, as Morton. Handy bit of shirt pull there on Wilson. Funny feeling that's what Stratos Polaridis has noticed. Oh, Randy's saying, why can't I take this free kick 15 metres further ahead? South faithful, begging for a yellow card here for time wasting. Not sure if the card situation, if it carries over into the NPL season. If it doesn't, I'd be taking it. I'd be taking a slice of cheese now. And there we go. Egan Smith saying, you haven't even blown the whistle yet. Lovely bit of gamesmanship here in stoppage time. The theatre of football. And insult to injury. Now been told to move the ball back. That required 10 yards. Well, it has killed about 45 seconds in time, though. Throw in down the line. Nearly into the 4th minute of stoppage time. South fighting for an equaliser. Taylor Last there, winning another crucial challenge in the centre of the park. All forward. South going backwards in this late stages. O'Connell calmly passing it around. South needs to get the ball forward. You can see stoppage time board, I guess, was 4 minutes with the amount of paperwork the referees had to do here as Lancaster gets the ball forward towards Schofield. Out of reach of Alex Brown. And even now going for a goal kick as well. Experience of Kieran Mulroney saying, "Gosh, is this what you want me to get?" Love to see it. Kieran Mulroney. What we can tell so far, there's only about 13 or so players over the age of about 29 in this whole competition of NPL Tasmania likely to be lining up in this season. Kieran Mulroney, one of them, as Riley Morton has given away the free kick as we're now into 94 plus minutes. Youthful league, this NPL Tasmania, for those watching for the first time. Gerardi learning from his experienced counterparts in the ways of wasting time. Dom Smith also in the 100 plus NPL Tasmania appearances club. Chips that ball down the line. Runs out of the field of play. Now in the 95th minute here, Devonport been down to 10 men for 15 minutes. Haven't really been challenged within that 15 minutes. At the last. Aiming for the goals on the next ground over. As the game still continues. 96th minute. Getting into FIFA World Cup 2022 areas here. The amount of added time being played. Wilson knocking that one high in the sky. And there we have it. Devonport Strikers, 2023 NPL Men's Summer Cup champions. Hit the lead 2-0 in the first half. Cruising pretty comfortably in that first half. South came back, early goal in the second half. Red card for Charles Bidwell. In the end, the Strikers prevail, continuing their undefeated pre-season so far. Physical contest between these two sides who know each other well from all their appearances against each other in big games over the past 10 years. But it's the Strikers who prevail on this occasion. Goals from Fernandez Garrido and Ali Dulla. Jacob Lancaster with the one for South. And on this day, Devonport Strikers, too good. They are the 2023 NPL Summer Cup champions. Stick around for the presentation in video form for those interested. Otherwise, NPL season kicks off in a fortnight's time. Friday night under lights for a Launceston derby. Good to see in the NPL this year, games a bit more spread out, not just those 2 o'clock Sunday kickoffs we had so many of last year. Obviously preferred. Good to have a bit of variety, a few Fridays, Saturday nights, even a few Sunday games this year. I look forward to having you throughout this whole season, but for myself, Paul Hunt, NPL Summer Cup Final 2023, Devonport Strikers are the champions.
He sat there and went all and take the jacket.
Greg, our General Manager of Operations at Football Stars, to award our referees their medals closely. Nathan Clyde. Thomas has had to run off to the next game, so he
Thank you very much, and very thankful for our team for having a statewide summer cup, especially for us to get games. It's pretty hard and sort of start the season slow and that. It's good to just have some games really. It's just happy we asked us out for the final again. Shock. But yeah, credit to South, you guys come out hard in the second half. We're unlucky in the second half. Guys gives us a hell of a game. Not expecting that. Stand at everyone else on the pitch. The Cowboys, good start. Long season to go though, so it is a beginning for us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tommy. Okay, we're going to be out here. Lucky. Alright. See you. Happy Island. Next game. Robin. Ali. who wants it first? Come get it. Tom, hide in there, come on. Come on.
Summer Cup champions with 2
Yes, Jimmy. Ella. Not even a